I reached 94 by letting go of these 7 things after 60, my longevity secret. Hello everyone, I am Dr. David. Today, I am not standing in a clinic with modern medical equipment. I want to tell you about an encounter that completely changed my thinking regarding longevity. It is the story of a 94-year-old man, someone who has spent nearly a century witnessing the flow of life. He looked at me, his eyes clouded yet sharp, and said, "Doctor, I have folded black suits to attend funerals more times than I care to count. And after the 5th, 6th, 7th time, I began to realize a painful rule. It is not the big storms that knock people down. It is the quiet habits. The habits we always justify as normal or reasonable." The reason he is still sitting here, still breathing the fresh air at 94, is not because of a magical gene or a miracle potion. It is because he chose to stop. He stopped just in time before those habits could eat away at the very roots of his life. The things I am about to share from this elderly man's experience might make you feel a pang in your chest because you recognize yourself in them. But consider this a bitter medicine to preserve your life. Before diving into these 7 secrets of survival, please click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are not just talking about medicine, we are learning how to avoid regret in old age. Please comment, "I am listening," so I know you are ready to join me on this journey. Number 1. Stop eating at night. Let your stomach sleep when you sleep. The 94-year-old man said that for decades, he had the same habit as millions of modern people. Dinner at 6 p.m., followed by relaxation time. The TV would go on, and his hands would start searching for something. A bowl of cold ice cream, a few sweet cookies, or a bag of crunchy chips while watching a late-night football match. He used to tell himself, "I worked hard all day, I deserve a little treat." That is the sweetest justification we often give ourselves. But the price to pay is not cheap. The next morning, he would wake up not with the freshness of a new day, but with a lingering heaviness. Aching knees, a weary body, and especially a foggy mind, as if someone had stuffed cotton inside his brain. Why is that? As a doctor, I want you to understand. The human body is a massive construction site. During the day it operates, and at night it is time for repair work. However, this site has only a limited amount of energy. If you eat a late-night meal, all the energy that should have been spent on regenerating cells, clearing toxins in the brain, and healing joints will be entirely diverted to digestion. The old man stopped. His last meal ended before 6 p.m. After that, only plain water or a bit of light tea. The result? After just 1 month, his sleep became deeper than ever. He no longer woke up feeling like he had been in a fist fight all night. His joints loosened up, and his mind was remarkably clear. You see, sometimes longevity is not about taking more supplements, it is about stopping the intake at the right time. Number 2, stop arguing with people who do not want to listen. This second thing almost robbed the old man of his peace and health during his younger years. He used to think it was his job to correct the world. Political debates at the barbershop, theological arguments at church, or heated verbal battles during family parties. He paid the price with sudden spikes in high blood pressure and hundreds of sleepless nights. Be honest, have you ever lain awake in the dark, replaying a conversation from earlier that afternoon, trying to come up with sharper comebacks to win against your opponent? The stress from those useless arguments does not disappear when the dialogue ends. It sits in your chest. It releases cortisol, the stress hormone, which tightens your blood vessels and chokes your heart. At 94, he realized a grim truth. Most people do not look for the truth, they only look for agreement. If they do not want to listen, trying to prove you are right is merely an act of emotional suicide. Protecting your own peace is worth 10,000 times more than winning an argument. Now, when he hears something nonsensical, he simply smiles, nods, and lets it pass. Number 3, stop sitting all day. Do not turn into furniture. The most heartbreaking story is about his close friend, Frank. When Frank retired, he said he had worked enough and now was the time to enjoy the rest. Frank bought a large, comfortable recliner and spent almost the entire remainder of his life in it. Within just 5 years, Frank could not stand firmly without help. And only 2 years after that, all his friends were standing around Frank's casket. that is a costly lesson about stopping movement. The human body was not created to freeze. Excessive comfort is a low-dose poison. Our 94-year-old man was different. He refused to turn into a piece of furniture. He walked to the mailbox even knowing it only contained bills. He swept the porch himself. He stood while talking on the phone. He stretched every morning even when his back grumbled. My friends, movement is the sap of life. Movement helps blood circulation, prevents joints from calcifying, and keeps the brain sharp. Remember well, if you sit more than you move, you are aging faster than necessary. Convenience can kill you faster than any disease. Number 4. Stop carrying anger, poison, for the heart. My friends, there is a type of toxin that no laboratory can fully measure in its destruction of the elderly body. That is anger. The 94-year-old man told me a painful story about his younger brother. They were once the closest of people, but an argument over money, combined with excessive pride and harsh words that could not be taken back, led them to not speak for 12 long years. He told himself he was right, he had the right to be angry, and he waited for an apology that never came. But resentment is not harmless. It does not just sit in your mind, it settles inside your body. When you are angry, your body is always in a fight or flight state, continuously releasing adrenaline and cortisol. The consequence? Your shoulders are always tight, your sleep is disrupted by negative thoughts, and most importantly, it hardens your blood vessels and heart muscle. One afternoon, sitting on the porch and watching his shadow stretch long, he realized his time was running out. He picked up the phone to call his brother. His hand shook, his heart raced as if he were about to confess a terrible crime. When the other end picked up, he said just one thing: "I'm tired of being angry. Can we stop?" There was a long silence on the other end, then the sound of bursting sobs. They lost 12 years for a big zero. 12 years that cannot be taken back. Anger does not punish the opponent as you think. It punishes you every single day. At 94, I can confirm to you, bitterness and resentment age you faster than any natural law of time. Your heart cannot be strong if it is constantly clenched by hatred. Number 5. Stop feeding fear before bedtime. What do you usually do in the last hour before you close your eyes? For this man, for decades, at exactly 10 p.m., he would sit in front of the TV to watch the news. World news full of crime, politics, disasters, and heated arguments. Then he would turn off the TV, go to a dark room, and wonder why he tossed and turned all night. You need to understand one thing. Our minds do not shut off just because you press the off button on the remote. It will chew on whatever you just fed it. And he had unknowingly nourished his soul with fear. After his beloved wife passed away, the house became terrifyingly silent. Out of habit, he intended to turn on the TV to fill the void, but then he stopped. He stepped out onto the porch, sat quietly listening to crickets, and watched the sky transition from vibrant orange to the mysterious purple of late night. That night, for the first time in many years, he slept deeply without dreams. Sleep is not just rest, it is a biological repair process. Your heart cannot heal itself when it is racing from imaginary fears from a computer screen or TV. Number 6. Stop trying to be the person everyone wants you to be. This is a lesson the old man had to spend almost a lifetime to understand. Throughout his youth until retirement, he was always the one to say yes to everyone. Church fundraisers, helping neighbors move house, lending money to relatives even when he was short. He thought that was the definition of a good man, a responsible person. But the price of limitless kindness is exhaustion from within. It is not the kind of tiredness a nap can fix. It is the kind of tiredness that seeps into your bones, draining your life force. There were nights he had to sit alone in his truck for 10 minutes before entering the house just to have a private space to breathe. Saying yes to everyone means saying no to your own life. You gradually become a ghost, a tool in the lives of others. The solution of the 94-year-old: learn to say no calmly and without needing to apologize for your existence. The people who truly love you will respect your limits. Those who are dissatisfied are actually just benefiting from your lack of limits. You cannot pour water for others from an empty cup. Number 7. Stop waiting the most expensive lesson. This is what shattered the old man's heart and also what awakened his will to live. He had lived his whole life as if happiness were something scheduled for later. After retirement, after saving enough money, after the children were settled, always after. He and his wife had cherished the dream of driving across the West for 30 years. They had the maps, they had the plans, they even had the camper ready. But the grim truth struck. His wife passed away just 3 months before the scheduled departure date. They had everything except for one thing: tomorrow. Waiting sounds responsible, it sounds safe, but in reality, sometimes waiting is just fear dressed up as planning. Do not keep the most beautiful clothes in the glass closet. Do not wait for a holiday to use the elegant dishes. Do not wait for the right time to call an old friend or take that dream trip. The most appropriate time is when you are still breathing. My friends, life does not disappear in a single catastrophic moment. It leaks away bit by bit through toxic habits, through the stress you hold on to, and through the days you assume you have plenty of time left. At 94, the old man can no longer run fast, cannot lift heavy things, but he protects the peace in his soul like he protects pure gold. If these words make you feel uncomfortable or restless, that is a good sign. It means you are still alert enough to change before it is too late. Do not wait until you are 94 to realize these truths. Let go of what is silently killing you from the inside. Please send this video to the person you love most right now. That might be the most precious thing you do for them today. Do not forget to press the subscribe button to join me, Dr. David, in continuing the journey to protect health and find peace in the soul. I am Dr. David. I wish you a peaceful and fulfilling life. See you in the next videos.